Hello neighbor, Beecher Moorfield here, and welcome to Make It a Great Day. Helen Keller, blind, deaf. What a success story in life. She didn't do it alone, but she did do it. Listen, she said a happy life consists not in the absence, but in the mastery of hardships. This is a woman who was blind and deaf. How could she say that? She didn't read the words. She didn't hear the words. What had she done? She had mastered the hardship. Again, she had help, but she did it. Everybody faces hardships. None of us get out of this earth without facing them. Everybody is affected by hardships. None of us get out of this earth without being affected by hardships. Everybody is hurt by hardships. None of us, I'm talking about if you just live to adolescence, none of us are going to get out of this earth without being hurt at some point by hardships. But listen, some people just live with them. You know, if I had pigs in the house, I've got a choice. I can live with them, I can live around them, or I can live above them. It's that simple. Those are the three choices: with them, around them, above them. All of us have hardships. If you're living with them, it's time to learn to live around them. That is, don't fall into that same hole every day. You know the holes in the street? Go around it. You know where that hog in your life, and I'm saying that in the sense of something that just gets in your way, something that roots and tears up the ground, something that snorts, something that's dirty, something that, well, you understand how a hog is. You don't need that in your life. Don't live with that. You don't have to. You can live around that without it getting on you. And then thirdly, when you learn to live around it, continue the process and one day live above it. In the old days, often houses were built above the ground. And I had relatives who lived in houses like that. The corners of the houses and the different plates along the outside of the house and even under the house, they would stack stones up. Stone columns that might be about 2 feet across, made of stone stacked up, and the house would rest on those stone columns as foundational pillars. But guess what? When you had the house built like that, you didn't have the dogs in the house. You didn't have the dogs just, laying around in the way in the house. The dogs were outside, and the chickens and everything else you had, maybe even the hogs, but they were under the house. You were living above them. At one time in the history of man, he probably lived with the pigs. Then he learned to live around them by creating an enclosure, fence them in, keep them out of his space. But eventually, he learned to live above them. Let me say to you today, you might be living in hurtful circumstances. You don't have to stay there. You can corral them, you can put them in a place where they can't get out to you, and you don't have to go into them. Or you can continue on and rise above them. I believe you're a riser. I believe you can rise above them. Put that to work today and begin the process. Rise above them and make it a great day.